Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Matthew Cone from Conesgraphix, and today we have another amazing tutorial. You know what? I'm not even going to call it a tutorial. I'm not even going to call it a course. It's just, honestly, it's just a lesson. And today the lesson is going to be about customer service. Yes, that's right, I said it. Today is going to be about customer service.
Ooh, Flyman ran.
Conesgraphix.
I just recently watched Patrick Bet-David video from about 7 years ago that somebody sent to me, and it was about customer service. It showed the amazing pie chart about the 4 keys, and it was talking about customer service versus customer experience. I know the video was old, but today I'm gonna break down to you like very important steps of customer service. Because customer service is so important, you wanna make sure you absolutely touch on these topics to your team and also reiterate those to yourself too, especially if you wanna continue to have customers coming to you, old or new. You gotta make sure you're carrying out your duties, make sure you're communicating with them properly, and make sure you're executing on those ideas or those products or services that that person or company has bought from you. All right, guys, the first thing I wanna go over regarding customer service is listening, right? Gonna have about 4 or 5 topics today for you guys, but we're going to talk about listening. It's so important to listen to your customers or whatever company you're working for or whoever you're helping out with a project, right? And the reason why it's so important to listen is because that customer is going to tell you exactly what's wrong, what the problem is, and now you can figure out how to bring that into a solution, right? So say if a customer is telling you that they have this A problem, right? Well, what you do is you brainstorm and you have meetings with that customer to figure out how you can come with a solution to that A problem, and then you figured out the problem, right? So again, that customer is going to have that A problem, and you're going to come up with a B solution, and that's the reason why they paid you for your service or good, right? But again, we got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. I see a lot of sales reps, or I see a lot of customer service agents. They do more talking than they do listening, trying to solve the problem and actually understand and listening to what the customer needs are. If you don't understand what the customer needs are, you're not going to be able to solve their problem at all whatsoever. Next, for customer service, actually before we go to the next thing, let's add communication to that listening. Communication is a big key. So anytime you need to talk to the business owner or your customer about specific things that need to get done, making sure we're sending out an email and making sure we're sending out a text message. Those 2 things are so important, because if you don't send an email or a text message to your customer or to the owner of whoever, they're not going to know about the problem, and they're not going to know anything is going on because you didn't communicate to them. It's very important. If any red flags, green flags, blue flags, any type of flags or anything that needs to be communicated to that customer or to that owner of that business, you make sure you get that to them ASAP, and you do not wait. Do not wait to make sure you effectively communicate things to that person that is buying a service or a product from you. Having that communication is so important. Whether it may be uncomfortable, maybe you don't want to send it, maybe they might even fire you or get rid of you for having that communication. But that doesn't matter at the end of the day, because you got that message and you got that problem or you got that information over to the person because they need it, right? And that's why communication is so important. So everybody is on the same page. So when it comes to solving problems, solutions, and also doing things regarding that service or product that you gave out or you sold to that client or that business owner.
Matt, I need your help growing my social media audience.
All right, guys, if you need help growing your social media audience, make sure you text 602-390-7002. Once again, it's 602-390-7002. Next, guys, we're going to talk about organization. That is what's going to separate your customer service skills from everybody else's customer service skills. It's just simply being organized, right? Your goal is, one, to be the most organized person on their team when you come to them. That way, if they got any questions or concerns, you have all your information stored somewhere, like on an Excel sheet or on Monday. That way, when they go to look at the information, or when you go to look at the information and you guys need to figure out something, you're absolutely not confused at all whatsoever, because guess what? You stayed organized as a business owner, And then you make sure your client is also organized, whether the product or service that you're giving it to them, so they're not confused and there's no delays on any projects or anything that needs to get done for that customer regarding any services or product. So being organized is so key into having amazing customer service, right? Because you don't want to come across to that business owner or to that client as if you're confused and you don't know what's going on because you are an unorganized person, right? Having organization skills, again, not only separates your customer service skills from everybody else, but it also keeps you on top of things, not only in your business, but in your life as well. So that way you're not a confused person, they're not a confused person, and you understand what needs to be prioritized and accomplished in order to achieve that business owner or that client's goal. Within that organization, I'm going to add accountability to that. When you add accountability to customer service and being organized, not only as a business owner and a client, you need to be accountable for all the things that you're promising, but you also need to make sure you're holding your customer accountable too. They always say the customer is always right. I absolutely do not believe that. I don't care how much money they paid you. I don't care how much value they provide you. The customer is not always right. And the reason why I say that is because if you're an organized person and you have anything going on and that customer is not upholding the bargain or their part of the contract or the service or solution that you provide to them, you're not holding them accountable. And then that way you can't even get over to the next step to accomplish the goals that you're accomplishing because you're not holding the customer accountable. So again, that goes back to communication and staying organized, right? If your communication is good and your organization is good, then everybody will be held accountable for the parts that they need to move in order to achieve the goals for that client or their service, for that service, whether it's a product, service, making sure and then holding yourself accountable too. That's what keeps having amazing customer service is understanding like, hey client, I'm going to communicate with you. And also I'm held accountable for all the projects and all the services that I said I was going to provide to you. By staying organized, you'll see that I'm holding myself accountable to making sure we achieve the goals and having excellent customer service for that client or for that business owner. So under accountability, and it kind of ties in with communication, is the follow-up. A follow-up is so important, right? Just making sure you have good communication with that client or that business owner, so that way when you follow up with that client or business owner, they actually respond to you. They actually figure out what they need to do for you if you're requiring anything for their product or their service, whether, say, for example, you need a logo or you need their email or their phone number. If you have like a specific like call to action that needs to be added in the video, or you need to see something visually and you need that piece or that media or that file from that client, this is where the follow-up comes in at. Especially if you want to get paid and get contracts signed, if you have good communication and good customer service, because that's wrapped up in customer service, your follow-up game, you'll be able to get whatever you need when you follow up with that client or that business owner because your communication and your customer service is so important. Especially when you're needing to get a project done or you need to get something pushed up to the front. If your follow-up is amazing, your follow-up is excellent, you'll be able to get to that next level in order to cross that finish line for that client or that owner of that business for those projects that or service or, again, product that you're getting paid for. And finally, guys, this is one of my biggest pet peeves. I said it in many different videos, but apparently I'm going to have to teach people how to do this every single week. So again, follows in line with accountability. I think we're on like 6 steps, but important for customer service is my favorite 4-letter word. Guys, this is so important, learning how to read.
Matt, I need your help growing my social media audience.
All right, guys, if you need help growing your social media audience, make sure you text 602-390-7002. Once again, it's 602-390-7002. Lack of communication, lack of listening, lack of organization can be caused by not reading. So we're talking text messages, we're talking emails, we're talking follow-ups. You want to hold everybody accountable in the project for reading. It's so fundamental. When people don't read, it causes a pushback to projects getting done. When people don't read, it causes a lack and a irritation of communication. When people don't read, people don't do a good job of following up because they're not reading the follow-up. If you're not reading anything that the client is sending to you, or if you're sending something to the client and the client is not reading, there's no lack of accountability because you're not doing your job with the reading. So again, that falls in line with having excellent communication skills. Because if you're not reading, you're not paying attention. And then that can cause a friction or some type of whatever between you and the client, because this 4-letter word is simply not getting done. I've worked with so many companies, so many clients, and worked on so many different projects. We are in 2024 and still to this day, people do not read. And people don't hold themselves accountable for not reading as well, which will decrease your customer service because people are simply not reading. So again, guys, this is so important. If you want to master any skill, that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call this mastering the skill of customer service. This will be your number one skill to learn, customer service. Again, we're going to be listening. We got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Do double the amount of listening that you do talking. We have communication, right? We have organization, accountability, following up, and my favorite is making sure you're reading. Okay, guys? So again, this is my favorite skill because I'm really great at my customer service, and I want to make sure I'm teaching you guys how to be excellent listeners and excellent customer service agents when you're responding to any of these, for any project or any follow-up or anything that you need to do for that client and business owner, and make sure you're treating that client or business owner correctly by having those amazing customer service skills. Making sure you're asking them follow-up questions, making sure you're asking them how they're doing, how their day is going, if they have any family members or if they have anybody that's close to them that they like to talk about. You want to keep that in the loop, right? Because once you start paying attention to that client or that business owner's personal life, that communication and that listening is key, right? And then that's going to create amazing customer service, because guess what? You paying attention to them, you being bright with your customer service, they're going to want to do business with you again. You want that client that you do amazing customer service for, make sure they're doing an amazing follow-up with you guys as well, because guess what? They're going to keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back, especially if we're providing these key components of customer service. Again, listening, communication, organization, accountability, follow-up, and please learn how to read. Again, guys, this is Matthew Cone from Cones Graphix. We have an amazing skill tutorial for you guys called customer service. Make sure if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at 602-390-7002. Again, text content to 602-390-7002. Thank you.